Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan Tim.
Number one fan Tim has joined me again. Here's the shtick. I saw a group posting in the Great White Stanhope, Doug Stanhope Facebook group. The one that I added you to the other day.
Yeah.
A lot of fun shit in there.
Yeah, I've some of the posts have been interesting that I've seen.
So some guy, and I got into it, a number of back and forths, involving a post that he made. He was asking advice of the group because he fucked some guy's wife. And now the guy was super pissed, and they had communicated by phone. So posted the actual thread. There was a screen capture of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the guy said, "What are you doing fucking my wife?" And the guy just responds, the smart ass who posted it responds with, "Cucked." "Well, did you know she's pregnant?" "No, I didn't." "Oh, wait. You don't mean before? Like she is now or recently?" Retard alert! So he was in this mess where he fucked this guy's wife, and the guy got a hold of his number after 2 months of ducking him. And they get into this exchange, and the guy says something about her being pregnant. So I was obviously quick to jump on this guy's case because I think it's really shitty to fuck other people's wives.
Yeah.
And more importantly, he did not use the term cucked properly. Cucked or cuckold.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Okay, imagine if you like watching other guys fuck your wife.
That's what it is?
Cuckold.
Oh.
Getting cucked isn't necessarily just because some other guy fucked your wife. The point of cucking is that you know what's going on. This guy had some dude fuck his wife behind his back, and everybody was calling him a piece of shit. A number of people told him to kill himself.
The one that fucked the married
Yes,
wife.
his name is David Kemna. Kemna.
So he fucked a married woman and they want him to kill himself.
Yes, the group was like, kill yourself. Because it's funny, it's a group about people who will laugh at all kinds of dirty abortion jokes. Because Doug Stanhope has some of the darkest humor I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
People will laugh at that, but the second they find out you're fucking somebody's wife, they will ravage you in there. It's a weird dichotomy.
I think this is where I differ from everybody. If she's unhappy in a relationship and she wanted it, then I can't sit there and say that this guy did anything wrong unless he's cheating on his wife.
I know, believe it or not, this cat is not married, not in a relationship. The few pictures that were available to search that weren't protected on his Facebook page showed a couple of little kids. I did some digging. I figured out that in the last year or two, he had some baby mama, some mixed race chick who's in the military, and she's apparently a cashier at Chick-fil-A. They're no longer together, I found out. I just kept fucking ripping into this dude, saying how shitty it was what he did. And he's like, well, you know what? She's unhappy and I don't believe in marriage. I'm like, okay, just because you don't believe in marriage, she took vows. So it's really shitty what she's doing also. And if you end up having to pay for this baby, that makes you a colossal fucking bonehead. And his response is, well, maybe I'll have to then.
Okay, well, he's just a jackass for getting her pregnant and everything. But I have to honestly say, he did nothing wrong. That was all her. She took vows, not him.
I understand that. I also told him that fucking other people's wives in a situation like this and then trying to hide from it, that's a great way to end up on an episode of Dateline Mystery.
Yeah. But as far as I'm concerned in that subject, though, he did nothing wrong. That's all her. And her husband need to have a serious talk or just divorce.
What?
And then, of course, there should be paternity tests to make sure whether or not, whose kid this really is. If she's really pregnant from, what was his name?
Dave. Just call him David.
David.
So the whole thing was like an onion. There's just layers kept peeling off of this fucking story. And I made some comment about if this was me and I knew I would get away with it, he'd be in pieces. And I might even do her too. Bury them both together in a shallow grave somewhere off the freeway, that cheating skank.
You're really taking it that, like, he did something wrong?
I think that's really fucking... I called him a scum fuck.
Okay.
He's like, you seem to be awfully emotional about this. And I'm like, well, I've been the cheater and the cheated in the past. And I can tell you that the last time it happened to me, I had kids. And it's really shitty. And he's like, well, the thing of it is that she's unhappy. But I guess she's like a big alcoholic, I've come to find out. And this is where it just gets incredibly weird. I did it to, like, break them up. So he figured that because she's an alcoholic, these kids would be better off with the dad. And because she was the one involved in the infidelity, that it'd give him a slam dunk case to get the kids. So he was fucking her to be noble, which is bullshit because he brought this up way after the fact. He goes, I found out what an alcoholic she is. So you didn't have these honest intentions at the time when you stuck your dick in her, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, there he's full of shit. He was just trying to get laid, and he didn't care what marriage may or may not break up. And even though I don't really fault David for this, honestly, it's something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't fuck another married man's wife. I wouldn't, but I don't. I guess I have a different standard for other people.
Yeah. Well, he had a reply to somebody else's comment like, I'm actually a pretty nice guy. And I had to jump on that and go, that sounds less than sincere considering that we're in a thread where you're asking for advice about knocking up another guy's wife you fucked.
And everybody's telling you to off yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
No, yeah.
I mean, for me, now, it hit close to home for me. I was like, God, he's just like Loverboy. Just like Loverboy. Now, the Beast and I, we weren't married.
But you were in a committed relationship.
But we were in a committed relationship, even though she's every time I bring up that she cheated on me with him, she's like, well, I was going to leave you anyway.
Then you should have just left and then did it.
Why the fuck didn't you stupid cunt?
Because she wanted to have the best of both worlds. She wanted the stability and income that you brought in and the home that you provided. And she wanted to get a venereal disease from somebody else.
Now you're giving her too much credit. She doesn't think that far ahead. She thinks short game all the time. I play long game, like just a dicking that lasts for months to years in terms of planning. She got blackout drunk and woke up with just her bra on and asked him what the fuck happened. And he told her they had sex. And she's like, we did? And he's like, well, it was your idea. So she got blackout drunk with Loverboy, Memorial Day weekend, 2013. Wow. She was supposed to be out with the girls, having a girls' night, drinking from work. And I begged her not to go out. I'm like, just fucking stay home and get some sleep for once. You're always complaining how tired you are. We'll get up early. We'll take the kids to go do something. Nope. Gone all night. I wake up early in the morning. Could not fucking find her for the life of me. She's not answering her phone. Her mom doesn't know where she is. I called the local jail to see if she was in there. I called the hospital to see if she was there.
Wow.
I tried to cover as many bases as I possibly could to make sure she didn't die in a car crash or get a Dewey, which are two of the most likely scenarios because she likes to drink and drive. And then I come to find out weeks later, through by accident, because she had a habit of going through my phone, I asked her why she's hiding her phone. I'm like, what's the name of the guy you're talking to? She's like, whatever. I could tell by the wry way she said that with this shitty look on her face. I'm like, who the fuck is he? Right from there, it's like ripping the one piece of bow off a wrapped present and all the paper just shreds with it. Just it all came out. I untied the knot of her infidelity with just that one little glance. And yeah, it hit very close to home for me. So to think of some guy fucking your wife, now think for yourself. Even if Mrs. Number One fan was unhappy, wouldn't you still be horribly pissed off that she fucked another dude?
Oh, I'd be pissed off at her for it, yeah.
Because statistically speaking, they do it in your bed. Yeah. Haven't you had to deal with enough people having sex in your bed that aren't you in your day?
Yeah, in past. Yeah.
You can wash those sheets, but you just can't get that out of your mind.
Just can't get it out of my mind.
So yeah,
I was so fucking mad at my brother. My dad had a king size bed. Why mine?
That's a good. There you go. That's a thought process. Fucking mom and dad's bed. That's great.
I've fucked on their bed a couple of times.
That's okay. I fucked in my parents' bed up north, and I think I fucked on my parents' bed a couple different people. Not because I wanted to, but just because I thought it was hilarious.
No, my situation was kind of similar to yours with the first wife. Leadhead, yeah. Except I knew what was going on because she had convinced me and kind of sort of guilt-tripped me into going with an open marriage.
Yes. So before he goes further, Leadhead is the nickname they came up with for his former wife, his first wife. So for the continuation of this story, that's what he'll be calling her. I wasn't sure this would come up or if you wanted to talk about this ever, but you discuss as much or as little as you want.
Well, it's just my form of, when you were cheated on and how I kind of sort of cheated on. Because she wanted to do this whole thing. She convinced me to do it. And it was funny because it was the night Obama got elected. So I must have been distraught.
Really?
No, but I just remember it was election night.
Oh.
Anyway.
Where were you the night that Obama got elected? I was sitting at home moping. I'm thinking about my wife getting dicked.
Well, that's just it. It's like she immediately, she's on different websites and, she's all of a sudden, I'm going to go out with my coworkers tonight. And what she was really doing was meeting up with other guys. But it was stupid because she had permission, but she still chose to lie to me about everything she was doing.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like she had permission, and I wasn't trying too hard to find anybody, I was just like, she'll go out once or twice maybe, and just like, no, I like my husband, I'm gonna, just whatever, this isn't what I want. I thought it was what I wanted, but no. And more than a few nights, she leaves for the night, and I'm just at home with the children going, God, this sucks.
Well, yeah, you did it to appease her.
I did it to appease her because I cheated on her a lot when we were in high school.
It's not exactly the same.
No, it's not like cheating on a married person. I cheated on her a lot.
That's okay. I would have too.
Well, I didn't know. If I'd known better, I would have just dumped her. But
well, hindsight is 20/20.
Exactly. So, I mean, I was kind of heartbroken, because I knew what she was out doing and everything. But I'm kind of glad that it all went down like that and everything because that's how I met Mrs. Number One Fan.
That is true.
I met her during that period. So it was still a sting when Leadhead's like, I want a divorce. Mm-hmm. But it didn't take me very long. It was like a month to be like, let's fucking do this, because I've already got a great person here with me. You can shove off and fuck off.
It helps when you have somebody waiting in the wings like that.
Well, I don't know.
Go fucking figure. They stay married for 5 years because she didn't want to be the bad guy, essentially. I mean, she cared about him, but like she said she was miserable and it was a sexless marriage. This is all the stuff she was telling me because she was going through the process of finalizing her divorce when she hit on me and then asked me out. So then we're bumping uglies for 2 months. And then there's the morning she tells me about this guy. And she's like, I just thought that you should know. You bitch! Gee, thanks.
I didn't ask for a roster.
So what? I'm like, well, I'm not playing second fiddle to anybody. That's fucking bullshit. She's like, well, that's fine. I knew you'd probably feel that way. I just wasn't sure if you'd want to, quote, maintain ties while I pursue this man and he pursues me.
No.
Like it's a fucking car chase or something. Pursue him. I mean, whatever, you
car
dingy
54.
bitch. So yeah, and then I don't know what she's doing now because we don't talk. I was upset because it seemed like things were going very well for us. But in hindsight, good riddance to flaky flings.
That's flaky.
That's way flaky.
Break up a relationship that was going well just so you could pursue something that had already failed twice.
No shit.
That's just stupidity.
Well,
but you know what? Honestly, that's what a lot of women I know.
But that's the closest I've come to fucking a married woman is dicking a chick while she's waiting the 2 weeks for the lawyer to finalize the papers for her to sign. They had already legally been divorced.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they had been separated for months.
I have never fucked another man's wife.
Good for you.
I've never fucked a friend's ex-girlfriend except, well, the one time, and that was like 2 years after they had broken up and everything. So That's the one time. And he and I are no longer friends.
Interesting.
Part of it was probably because of that.
Probably.
I mean, we stopped being friends a little bit before that. He blamed me for her getting pregnant, but I didn't have sex until well after the child was born.
How the fuck did he figure that?
He went to New York,
Uh-huh.
and I think he knew I always had a crush on her. I had a major crush on her. But I always, hey, he's my best friend, no-go zone. He went to New York, and she told, I drove him to the airport. She tagged along, and she walks him to the gate, and everything comes back, and she's crying. I'm like, I know it's sad, but he'll be back in 2 weeks. She goes, no, he just dumped me. I'm like, what? Oh, shit. Well, I'm sorry, I felt bad. She was crying the whole way home, so, I told her, hey, I'll see you at work later. I took her home. After work, I said, hey, you want to go to a movie? Just trying to cheer her up. Honestly, just trying to cheer her up. I wasn't thinking, oh, now's my chance.
Let me show you how all of your problems can be solved with my penis.
I don't think I had a prayer at that point. So I was just being nice, being a friend and everything, and rumors started circulating. All three of us worked at the same place. And, yeah, maybe I was flirting with her. She was flirting with me. I don't really recall. But when he came back, everybody's like, oh, Tim fucked your girlfriend and everything. And it just went downhill from there. And he wouldn't believe me. And all of a sudden, she ended up pregnant right about that same time.
Oops.
And I kept telling him, dude, it wasn't me. I'm sorry. I haven't. She's your girl. Everything. And he found out after she was born, it was a DNA test and everything. I wasn't the father, but he never forgave me for it.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He owes you an apology.
I'll never get one.
I don't think I know anybody that's fucked another dude's wife. Do you know anybody that's gone wife fucking?
Yeah.
You know a guy?
I know a guy.
Okay, go on.
I don't know if it was really cheating on his wife, because I know that some of the stuff that they did, it was kind of like a couple and couple thing kind of thing going on.
Like swingers?
Kind of like that, but it wasn't like group parties or anything. I don't think it was even a regular thing, but yeah, he was he was giving it good to the neighbor's wife pretty good. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, a lot of places, and
a lot of times, a lot of places.
From what he tells me, yeah.
Like he drove her somewhere, or just a series of different orifices on her body? I suppose it's both.
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't get those kind of details, but
if you want to make another man instantly want to kill you, let him find out that you took his wife ass to mouth. He fucked you in the ass.
You never go ass to mouth.
I don't know why. Buttholes are not fun to fuck.
Ow.
I don't know I can't remember how long it went on. It didn't go on for too terribly long. And then everything just stopped. He's like, I'm done. I know another guy I used to work with a long time ago. He went home with a girl from a bar one night, he was telling me. And he wakes up the next day, there's a guy standing in her room, and he's like, uh-oh. Who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm her husband. He's like, shit, dude, I had no idea. She didn't say she was married. And the guy's just like, get the fuck out. And he got his clothes and got out of there quick. And just like, wow, That's why it's he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. She didn't say, she didn't care. It was her that broke the vows.
Well, the guy that inspired this episode, he knew she was married. He knew the whole time, but he just didn't care.
I guess, I'd have a little issue with that, but I wouldn't be to the point where, you should just fucking kill yourself.
It wasn't like my situation. Well, I take that back, because Loverboy knew that me and her were together, and I'm sure she painted me out to be this fucking monster.
Oh, but most likely, yeah.
In reality, the reason we fought mostly was the way she pissed away money. But the bigger issue was her drinking and driving and her smoking pot in the van in the driveway. She's so fucking irresponsible. And she had this third kid that she pooped out in December.
Yeah, heard about it.
And, she recently started working again a few weeks ago. And, of course, she's having her after-work drinks. And she'll call me and I'll say, have a few drinks, did you? Yeah, I had one or two of these. I'm like, okay, well, I can tell by the way you're talking. It doesn't take much for her to slur her speech.
Yeah, have a few drinks and then drive home, bitch.
All the fucking time. All the time. And she's got even more to lose now because she's got this home loan hanging over her head because she bought a house and first-time home buyer loan, and she got down payment assistance that if she loses the house, she has to pay it back. If she sells within 6 years, she has to pay it back. If she has to refi, she has to pay it back. But as long as she stays out of all three of those categories for like 6 years, she'll be fine.
I'm putting $5 down that she fucks up one of the three.
I wouldn't be surprised because her and Loverboy were fighting again recently. Get this. He says, he goes that she's a nag.
He's right.
She says he doesn't do shit around the house.
I'm pretty sure she's right.
I can't vouch for what he does when I'm not there to see it. I can, however, absolutely testify that she is a fucking nag. Anytime I'd be on my days off, I'd just like lay on my bed for a second. She's like, get up. You're not going to sleep. Why this? Why that?
Excuse me. Are you my boss?
You would think that she thought she owned me with shit like that.
I don't even think Mrs. Number One Fan does that to me.
Nobody in their right mind who's not a dumb bitch does that. You know, I saw years ago, I think it was on, like, Wendy Williams had a guest, and she wrote a book, like, The 6 Reasons Why Women Aren't Married. And the second reason, I only caught 3, because after the second one, I was like, ding! The second reason was, you're a bitch. Yeah.
Was it flat out said you're a bitch?
Yeah.
This is a book I want to read. It's truth.
That was the 6 reasons. The second reason was you're a bitch.
How about those situations where like it's domestic abuse, but it's like psychological, and it's the woman doing it to the man? I don't remember if I shared an article on Facebook one time. I don't know if who all read it, but it was this woman was verbally abusing her husband for years and didn't realize it. And she went off on him because he bought the wrong food, you know, and she's just going off on him. And I read the article and I was just like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that I'm sure this applies to them. And, yeah, I mean, Mrs. Number One Fan and I aren't, like, perfect. And a couple of times, yeah, there was shit like that going on. But, I mean, we talked through it. But it's just, that article there, you're just kind of reversing it.
Yeah. Even if the woman is unhappy in the relationship, then fucking break up with the guy. End the relationship. And vice versa. Like, if you absolutely cannot stand your woman or your wife, fucking get out. I tried to stay together for the kids for years. In fact, I tried for so long that a second fucking kid happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as I've said, the Chi-Chi was conceived during a session of hate sex. I think that's why she's got the personality that she has. Why she's such a monster.
I wonder if there should be a study to see if that actually...
Fucking, I don't know. I mean,
could be.
The juice was conceived on the kitchen table that's upstairs. Not in this house, at the old apartment.
Okay.
But still, that table holds a lot of sentimental value because I porked their mother on it a number of times. I don't get it. Just don't fuck other people's wives, because then it leads to, oh, you caught something, or you gave her something, and then she gives it to her husband. He's probably going to want to kick your ass, bare minimum, if not fucking kill you. If it turns out that you were at a bar and she was drinking and you got her extra drunk so you could ply her and then plow her, bottom line is he's going to want to at least kick your ass, maybe kill you. And then if you're going to fuck another dude's wife and then when he gets a hold of you and then you tease him about it, start writing your will. Because you are a stone's throw away from ending up in pieces.
I have to say it depends on the guy.
It shouldn't.
Just because the guy, like I said, the two that I talked about,
yeah,
both of them would tear another man apart.
That don't mean shit. You can't out-punch a bullet. We live in America. Okay. We have the most gun-crazy, easy-to-get gun access culture in the world. And then there's that phrase, tempting fate. Yeah, anytime that you dare fate by bending over in front of it, it will fuck you right then and there, no lubrication.
Point taken, but...
Yeah.
Do you suppose maybe that's why this lady cheated David? She wouldn't leave her husband. She just wanted to make things work, but she just needed that release. I mean, it's like it goes into why women cheat. You know, like I said, she's unhappy, so why not just leave? And I think it's for the same reason that Leadhead didn't want to outright divorce, other than trying to make herself look like the victim.
Oh, yeah.
Was I'll just go through this, get it out of my system, and maybe I'll be willing to go back to number one fan and everything will be happy. Because that's what I thought was going to happen. It was just she was going to do a couple of things and just get it out of her system. Revenge for in high school or just to see what's out there. I don't know. But I think that's why a lot of people, married couples, one or the other, will cheat. Is they just want that release. And, like maybe just a couple of times or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
but try to save the family by satisfying urges elsewhere. It's not the right thing to do, but I'm thinking that's how most people justify it.
Well, then you should have a sit-down heart-to-heart about polyamory.
Yeah.
And know that it's going to be tit for tat. If you're going to go park your cock somewhere else, she's going to get some dick. You're both going to have to just be open about it and then go, well, we can't get mad about it.
No, that's where open marriages come in.
Well, this is true.
Which I think they're, based on my experience, they're fucking bullshit because I had no desire to do it in the first place, but
yeah,
I was trying to save something that wasn't worth saving.
Well, monogamy is very difficult to make work. People get bored.
No.
Somebody new is like, yay, I'm doing this. That doesn't have any of the trappings of the relationship that I'm in where I'm currently stressed out. It's just fun and fucking and laughing and ha 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 ha. It's the honeymoon period. And then it's like, okay, I'm bored with this. I'm going to go back home.
Yeah. Not everybody's like that, but
no.
I like being in a relationship.
It has its perks. But then again, fucking multiple people in the span of a year is also fun.
I enjoyed it back in high school. I have no idea if I would enjoy it now.
You know how sex feels good?
Yeah.
Just imagine it feeling good, and then it's a different person, and there's new and exciting boobies to play with.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
You say like that now, but if you get a fresh set of tits in your face, you're gonna be like, "Oh God, oh God, no, oh no, oh, I can't stop it, I can't, honk." I'm sorry, Mrs. Number One Fan. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm Number One Fan Tim.
And that's the end. Let me show you how all of your problems can be solved with my penis.